welcome to SVG-TV's news for Monday, May 26, 2025. I'm Triska Campbell with the details. The Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force has launched an investigation into the discovery of a vessel that washed ashore in the vicinity of Little Bay Cherry Hill on the island of Canawan. According to the RSVGPF, the vessel was discovered between 10 a.m. and 10:45 a.m. today, Monday, May 26th. During an initial examination, what appeared to be decomposed human remains were found on board. The identities of the deceased and the circumstances surrounding the incident have not yet been determined. The RSVG Police Force emphasized that this is an active and ongoing investigation. The police have committed to providing further updates to the public as more information becomes available. Members of the public who have relevant information that could assist with the investigation are urged to contact the RSVG Police Force. The police have expressed gratitude for the public's cooperation as they work to establish the facts of the matter. Police have arrested and charged 26-year-old Kesroy Ryan in connection with a triple homicide that occurred in Belmont 2 Fridays ago. Ryan appeared before the senior magistrates Colin John and the Serious Offences Court today, where he was not required to enter a plea as the charges are indictable. He faces 3 counts of murder and 3 counts of attempted murder. Ryan is expected to make his next court appearance on June 2nd. At a press conference held earlier today, Assistant Commissioner of Police Trevor Bailey, who is in charge of crime in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, stated that the investigation is still in its early stages. While Ryan is the only person arrested and charged so far, ASP Bailey noted that additional charges are likely as the investigation progresses.
We are at the stage where we have arrested 1 person. This is not the end of the investigation. In fact, it has just commenced. And St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the rest assured that the police, the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force will leave no stone unturned in finding the other killers that are involved. And I want to underscore that. We're going to find you and bring you to justice.
ASP Bailey said cracking this case was made possible with the support and cooperation of the public. He revealed that officers involved in the investigation have received threats, but emphasized that the team remains undeterred in their pursuit of justice.
For this, we're extremely grateful, and because of your cooperation and some painstaking effort, long hours in the field, we are the venture where we are today. And in the same breath, I want to publicly thank the Deputy Commissioner of Police for his leadership on this matter. When I spoke to him on the scene on May 16th and hinted that this investigation has to be swift, but a collaborative effort is needed, putting a team together, he quickly acceded to the names that I submitted to him. And by 7 a.m. the next morning, the team was together, hitting the ground running. So, Deputy, I thank you very much for your leadership and your guidance throughout the course of the investigation.
Meanwhile, ASP Bailey reported that police are actively searching for a woman who is considered a person of interest in the ongoing investigation into a separate homicide that occurred in Vermont.
We would love for her to come at Central Station. Even now, I will leave the press conference and go downstairs and gladly welcome her to Central Station. So if she's hearing this press conference, please come forward. Let's have a conversation. We'd like to know your side of the story. What transpired that night? We were not there.
Police are also investigating the death of 19-year-old Zachary Harry of Lomans Wynwood, who, according to authorities, died from a gunshot wound inflicted with a licensed firearm. Commissioner of Police Enville Williams has called on all licensed firearm holders to exercise greater caution and strictly adhere to established safety protocols when handling their weapons.
Yesterday afternoon around 2:50 or thereabout, the young man, Zachary Harry, died by gunshot wound, and the firearm in question is a licensed firearm. Now, that matter is under active investigations by the CID in South Central Division, Calico Division. And although I will not go into more specifics where this matter is concerned, I really want to emphasize that licensed firearm holders must adhere to the rules and regulations as it relates to the safety of your firearm when it is not on your person. The rules are there for a reason, and we must all try to abide by these rules.
Commissioner Williams acknowledged the troubling rise in gun-related incidents in the country, stating that the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force is doing its utmost to address and reduce gun violence. In other news, Minister of Finance Camilla Gonsalves has revealed that St. Vincent and the Grenadines recorded a significant increase in revenue and grants during the first quarter of 2025, covering the period January to April. Speaking on WFM's Issues at Hand program on Sunday, Minister Gonsalves stated that when compared to the same period last year, the country saw an increase of approximately 42 million EC dollars. He noted that this performance reflects positive signs of economic growth.
Our total revenues and grants as up to the end of April were $292 million. We had forecast a best case by this point of the year of $289 million. So we're tracking ahead of where we thought we would be. And just for reference, we're at $292 million this year. At the same point last year, we were at $250 million. And the year before that, in 2023, we were at $215 million. So we're bringing in more revenue, which is obviously a good thing. The measures of economic activity, like how much money is coming in at the port, how much money we're getting in our excise duties on imports and the rest of it, how much money we're collecting as value-added tax. All of those numbers are trending in a direction that suggests to us that economic activity is increasing in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Gonsalves also disclosed that capital expenditure has risen by $33 million as the government continues to implement national development projects across the country.
So we have spent thus far, well, as of last month, we've spent over $75 million thus far recorded in capital expenditure, which is, just for reference, at the same point last year it was 42 million, and at the same point the year before it was 27 million, and we're already up to 74. And remember, when I say that last year we had reached 42 million at this point, remember that last year we spent over $500 million on capital expenditure. We spent $520 million on capital expenditure, which is the first time ever that St. Vincent and the Grenadines has crossed the $500 million mark in its capital expenditure. And as you can see, we're almost double that at this point of the year in terms of where we're tracking.
In addition, the minister reported that the Chamber of Commerce has recorded growth across several sectors, with many businesses experiencing increased activity, further signaling a recovering and expanding economy. The University of the West Indies UWI Global Campus St. Vincent and the Grenadines held a formal ceremony on Friday, May 23rd to commemorate the completion of its newly expanded and renovated campus facilities located at the campus site at French's, Kingstown. During the ceremony, Dr. Risa Noel McBurnett, head of the site at the UWI Global Campus SVG, highlighted the significance of the occasion. She emphasized that the events marked more than just the unveiling of upgraded infrastructure. It also is a celebration of the institution's ongoing journey in education, innovation, and community transformation.
UWI Global Campus, which many of you may remember as the UWI Open Campus, was inaugurated in 2008 with a vision to serve non-campus territories and extend the reach of quality education to every corner of the Caribbean and beyond. Our mission has always been very clear. We sought to address the unique educational needs of our region while leveraging technology to create accessible learning opportunities. As we gather in this remarkable space today, we are reminded of the early years of the campus, and even before it was a campus, a time when we brought together various units such as the UWI Distance Education Center and the School of Continuing Studies. In essence, the UWI St. Vincent and the Grenadines site has strong roots in the community and its extensive branches reaching out to various areas of influence. Over time, the campus on a whole expanded its offerings to include continuing and professional education, undergraduate and postgraduate programs. In August 2023, the UWI Open Campus rebranded as the UWI Global Campus, signifying a strategic shift towards a more global focus and digital delivery of online programs, aiming to become a major pillar in the UWI's AAA strategy, which focuses on generating revenue through knowledge exports.
Acknowledging the hurdles faced along the way, Dr. Noah McBarnett noted that the journey was not without its challenges. However, she emphasized that these challenges have served as a catalyst for growth and resilience.
Today, we stand as a testament to resilience and transformation in the face of adversity. Our expanded and renovated buildings symbolize more than just bricks and mortar. They embody our commitment to providing a nurturing environment where students can thrive and where educators can inspire. Ladies and gentlemen, we are reminded of the hard-working resident tutors, heads of sites, and staff who have contributed to the development of the site over the years. I wish to recognize Mrs. Deborah Dalrymple, immediate past head of sites, who led this site formidably through adversities and triumphs. Today, I wish to publicly commend her for her leadership of the site through the relocation to a temporary office, through the construction phase of the renovated and expanded buildings, and then through the transition of the team back to this site. Mrs. Dalrymple deserves a resounding round of applause. I also wish to recognize Dr. Adrian Fraser, former resident tutor, for his contribution over the years. I admire his humility and generosity as he continues to lend his support and expertise to the work of the site. Please give Dr. Fraser a round of applause.
The recent infrastructural upgrades involved the renovation of 2 existing single-story buildings, while a third building was demolished and replaced with a modern facility that incorporates a new first floor integrated with the surrounding structures. The newly constructed building spans approximately 21,568 square feet and features a wide array of state-of-the-art amenities, including administrative offices, conference and meeting rooms, 2 classrooms, a video conferencing room, 2 computer laboratories, a library, lecture hall, cafeteria, student lounge, and a liaisable space. In addition, the campus now features improved accessibility through the installation of an elevator and a wheelchair ramp. A unique highlight of the renovation is the registration of an on-site aqueduct, which will serve as a commemorative space, paying tribute to the site's rich historical significance. This expansion marks a pivotal step in the UWI Global Campus's mission to enhance educational access and foster inclusive, future-ready learning environments for students across the Caribbean and beyond. President of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Calypsonians Association, Earl Cabba Bennett, is urging all Calypso tent managers to establish formal contracts with their performers ahead of the 2025 Calypso season. Speaking on the importance of structure and accountability within the Calypso community, Bennett emphasized that while the association does not directly screen Calypsonians or vet lyrics, individual tents are responsible for implementing their own internal guidelines. He noted that contracts are a useful mechanism for outlining expectations, but they cannot fully guarantee that a Calypsonian won't alter lyrics during a live performance.
That is why they have to put something in place, a contract that indemnifies them from if you go and change your lyric. Much the same as CDC does at the semi-final level. We've been asking this all the time to start at the 10th level, because if you come at the semi-finals and you sing, CDC asks you to sing and the vet lyric, it is done from a legal export, and then it is passed. If you change those lyrics, because CDC will have on record the lyrics that you submitted, if you change those lyrics and you want to defame somebody or say something out of the way, it's on you. So, good question, and there's absolutely no assurance that somebody can change their lyrics. So you're not a robot and you don't control them.
This concern is not unfounded. A few years ago, a Calypsonian from the Onto Calypso tent altered their lyrics during a performance, leading to public backlash and widespread debate. Despite the controversy, the Calypsonian received strong public support. Elvis Abijah Abbey, president of the Onto tent, responded to the issue by noting that they have vetting processes in place during auditions and rehearsals to avoid such incidents. He added that legal support is available to handle disputes or liability concerns.
And we have adjudicators and members of the executive would listen, and we would advise people as to if you need legal representation or advice and so on matters that might cause a problem to you legally. If you have a song that is might be too slack or things like that also, we look at that. So there is screening from the Onto Calypso tent. It's not muzzling, it's making sure that we bring a product to you that has little or no complications. We have certain disciplinary action set up that if someone violates that, they know the consequences.
Other Calypso tents have also adopted similar measures. A representative of the Upstage Calypso tent stated that while there are cautions about libel and defamation, they also strive to stay true to the artistic integrity of the Calypso genre.
Whilst we make room for creativity and we tend not to want to stand in the way of Calypsonians expressing themselves in the art, because that's what the art form is about, we are also mindful that we must protect the organization, particularly against potential slander, libel, or defamation. And so therefore we've set up mechanisms where if something is flagged, we would forward it to legal counsel that represents the organization for advice, and we would work with the Calypsonians to ensure that we lessen the exposure of the Calypsonian and of the organization. And so that's proven over the years to be relatively successful as we strike the balance between, as I said, freedom of expression, creativity, and responsible expression of the art form.
As the excitement builds for Calypso 2025, around 60 Calypsonians from various tents are currently in rehearsal. The intent competitions are scheduled to begin this week, marking the official lead-up to one of the country's most anticipated cultural events. The official launch of Miss SVG Teen 2025 took place over the weekend with a sashing ceremony, marking the beginning of this year's highly anticipated pageant season. Several young ladies were formally introduced as contestants and will now participate in a series of events and competitions, leading to the crowning of Miss SVG Teen 2025. Coordinator of the SVG Teen, Angela Young, delivered brief remarks at the ceremony, emphasizing that the event represents much more than just the placing of a sash, noting that it marks the beginning of an unforgettable journey of personal growth, empowerment, and transformation for each of the contestants. audience.
The Miss SVG Teen pageant is more than an event. It is a transformative platform that promotes personal development, positive values, and self-belief. We are proud to offer our delegates mentorship, encouragement, and a safe space to grow. Miss SVG Teen is not just about the crown. It's about discovering your voice, standing in your truth, and developing the best version of yourself. Wear your sashes proudly. They are symbols of a responsibility, strength, and spirit you each carry.
Ms. SVG Teen 2024 Suyela Francis also addressed the audience, sharing words of encouragement with the contestants. She reminded them that of the value of the experience and that it goes beyond the competition itself.
You're about to embark on a journey filled with glamour, growth, and glitter. And yes, the occasional wardrobe malfunctions. But here's the truth. This journey is about so much more than perfect posture and pretty dresses. It's about discovering strength you didn't know you had, finding a voice you never thought was loud enough, and stepping into that kind of confidence that doesn't need a crown to shine. And because we're all friends here, I'll let you in on a little secret. Last year, I tripped twice backstage, was exhausted before the talent segment even began. My dress was a little bit too big. And I came close to completing the interview barefoot. No one knew. Why? Being a queen isn't about being faultless. It's about showing up, holding your head high, and creating magic out of chaos. But do you take home this heavy thing on my head or not? You've already won, because you dared to stand up here, bare your heart, and embrace this moment. And that, my sisters, takes guts.
The Miss SVG Teen pageant will take place on August 5th at Levue. St. Vincent and the Grenadines earned a prestigious silver gold medal upon its triumph return to the renowned RHS Chelsea Flower Show, marking the nation's first appearance at the event in 34 years. Held annually in London, the Royal Horticulture Society RHS Chelsea Flower Show is widely regarded as the world's premier historical showcase, founded in 1913. The event attracts more than 150,000 visitors each year, featuring elite garden designers, horticulturists, and plant experts from across the globe. In this highly competitive arena, St. Vincent and the Grenadines made a striking impression with an exhibit that celebrated the island's national tropical splendor and volcanic grandeur. The display paid tribute to the country's rich natural heritage, showcasing lush rainforests, extraordinary biodiversity, and commanding presence of the La Soufrière volcano. The exhibit was spearheaded by Her Excellency Dame Susan Duggan, Governor General of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, with creative direction by Alexandra Grant. The project also featured significant contributions from Gideon Nash, Dishmond Telesford, Alien Bailey, Kimberly Duggan, Michael James, and Chantal Williams. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Trade, and Consumer Affairs extended its heartfelt congratulations to the entire team for their outstanding achievement and for representing St. Vincent and the Grenadines with distinction on the international stage. Oswald Robinson, president of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Teachers Union, the SVG-TU, today presented a monetary token of US $100 to Zojande Jack, a student of the Kingston Anglican School. Jack in third place in the primary school category of the Caribbean Union Teachers Essay Writing Competition. Jack's essay, titled "Why I Am Proud to Be a Caribbean Person," impressed judges with its heartfelt expression of regional pride and youthful insight. The competition, organized by the CUT, a regional body representing teachers' unions across the Caribbean, aimed to foster literary talent and regional identity among school children. The SVG-TU is an active member of the CUT. In the primary division of the competition, first place was awarded to Adura Bahart of the Aurelia Kelly Primary School in Anguilla, who received a prize of US $200. Chiselle Thomas of Leeds Primary and Infant School in Jamaica took second place, earning US $150. Rounding off the top three, Jean J. Jack received US $100 for her outstanding submission. The CUT essay writing competition also included a secondary school category and highlighted the exceptional creativity, intellect, and cultural awareness of the Caribbean youth. The initiative seeks to inspire students to reflect on their Caribbean identity while honing their writing skills. President Robinson congratulated Jack on her achievement and encouraged all students to take advantage of opportunities that celebrate literacy and cultural pride.